So you gotta do really well on this testing.
This Chesterfield mom seems to have all the answers to her son's homework problems, but now she's looking for answers of her own.
Just wondering why so many.
Tracy Lyons is one of hundreds of Central Virginians who continuously contact us by email, Facebook, Twitter, and phone, asking the same questions. Why are there so many choppers and planes flying low above their homes at all hours of the day? And who are they?
And what reason are they here? Is it a government thing? Is it the Big Brother watch something, you know? It does worry me.
That worry began earlier this year, when Lyons and many Central Virginians were awakened by what CBS 6 learned was a late-night military training exercise. And it's happened several times since, so we wanted to know months later if they were still the low-flying noise culprits. However, the military wouldn't go on record about any of its recent movement or activities. So we obtained a log of aviation activity from Richmond International Airport to see what's being picked up on their radar. In the month of March, their most recently completed log, it shows a nearly 30% increase in military flights compared to last year. We also set up by one of the military's tightly secured hangars near RIC and noticed choppers taking off and landing frequently.
I don't believe there's any big conspiracy, that the military is doing something.
John Meza, the chairman of the Virginia Aviation Board, says this military activity increase is normal, especially with our close proximity to Washington, D.C. and Hampton Roads.
These are standard training flights. They're transport of the military personnel.
I think we're good.
We also found out flying alongside military aircraft, local police. Other flight logs obtained by CBS 6 show an uptick in air patrols by officers in Henrico, Richmond, and Chesterfield. We went up with the Metro Aviation Unit responsible for patrolling all three jurisdictions. They've had to respond to 364 calls for service so far this year, compared to 335 calls during the same period in 2012.
We can see down between buildings. We can look inside cars.
Most calls are naturally related to fighting crime. For instance, we were there as police spent hours hovering over Richmond to find an armed man on Belle Isle, a search that began at 1 in the morning. However, pilots tell us they are busier than ever because of work outside the department as well, like assisting fire crews.
We have infrared equipment that kind of tells where the hot spots are in the fire.
Police are spending a lot more time in the sky, but it seems no one is actually policing the sky. While we've uncovered a spike in police and military air work, it became a challenge to find out if there's anyone else flying over your home more frequently. We contacted the Federal Aviation Administration in Washington, D.C. to get a more detailed log of flights in Central Virginia with the time, types of flights, and location. The FAA regulates and oversees all aspects of civil aviation, but we learned those records do not exist. Unlike places like Washington, D.C., where all airspace is monitored and all flights are tracked, most of Central Virginia is considered Class E airspace, meaning outside of airport radar zones, pilots are not required to keep in contact with anyone on the ground, and they're even allowed to turn off their transponders, which makes it tough to track their movement.
I could take off right now out of, say, Chesterfield or Dinwiddie, okay? I could fly to Los Angeles, and until I got to Los Angeles within their Class B airspace, I would not have to speak to anyone.
And knowing that, Lyons says she'll start keeping her own log of strange airport activity to report.
Makes me want to think about or investigate to find out why they're in the air.